is what Michonne had been doing all day, or however long it took. She's ambushed now by Michonne, who tells her to take her to Negan.
And did you see... Okay, I like this scene, and I don't like it. How did she not hear her coming with a samurai sword?
Well, she's stealthy. She's Michonne.
But like, if you look at the surrounding, because upon watching it the second time, I'm like, where did Michonne hide for her to come out of nowhere and not make a sound? And like,
came out of the tree line.
The tree line's pretty far. We're saying like a good 10 yards away from where the person was standing in the middle of the road.
I'm not going to pick on them.
No, we're not. But like, these things, sometimes these things do bother me in a way. But I accept it. I'll suspend my disbelief for that because it's something light.
Yeah.
But then I even called the fact that like, if you need someone to take you to a certain place, you should sit in the back seat at a good distance to shoot him in the head, not like up close to the temple where something like that. Well, something did happen, right?
Yeah, I tried. Oh, sorry, voice just cracked there. Yeah, I mean the girl tried, but I guess
it didn't work.
Michonne's just a little more capable than.
Well, I guess they just want to have like a bit of a fight before just to show some resistance. But yeah,
to show that she's capable. I don't know what her intentions are. She's going to drive into the compound, and
I guess you could drive over the walkers that she laid out, because she's like, take me to Negan, but don't forget you did lay that like spike on the road with a bunch of walkers, so I guess they could still drive over it, right?
Yeah, and it looked like it was on the way.
Yeah,
because it was the same road that the mattresses were left on, and it was the same road that Jesus left that trail on, so could be.
Yeah, but I feel like if that's supposed to impeach her, it's supposed to make her get out of the car, take her hostage, and have her drive to where she has to go. I suppose it's still drivable to go on.
Yeah.
Because maybe what if the person decided not to do it, decided to be like... Because if that person was actually smart, that's clearly done purposefully. And she actually is dumb enough, like in a horror movie, like to get out of the car, check out what's going on, and then to be led to their demise.
Yeah. Well, that's what... Yeah, you just don't get out. You
just don't get out of the car for that. Yeah. So like, she still could just basically slow down and just drive over it slowly, like a speed bump, and none of that would happen. And then Michonne would have got lucky.
Yeah, she would have gotten. What good is looking at it gonna do?
Exactly.
Like, you're not gonna solve a problem by looking.
So
at it.
I think upon breaking down the scene, I actually don't like it at all.
There you go. I just don't know what Michonne's gonna do when she gets to the.
I hope she kills her though. I mean, like, I feel like
again. What's the place called they live?
Sanctuary.
Yeah.
What's up with you?
I don't know.
Why do you keep forgetting? It's like the fourth time you asked me ever since it's been established.
Because she could kill her. She's not going to kill somebody that. Well, we've seen her kill.
I don't know, man. At this point, you should not have any remorse for any of them. I'd be like, okay,
maybe she's using her as a hostage, hoping that Negan will give.
I don't know. I feel like it's one of those people that should have been mowed down, like the way Carl did, when he was trying to get to Negan.
Yeah, well, I think Michonne has it too easy. She thinks she's going to go in like she went into Woodbury. She got right up into the governor's room and was able to not kill the governor, but essentially she could have if Andrea didn't stop her.
I don't remember how
Andrea just said, like, don't do it, but she could.
Oh, right. After she took out his eye.
Yeah.
Because he could have bled to death right there.
Yeah, he could have, but she could have just kept stabbing him. She had the sword pressed right to his body, so right to his...
She's like, don't do it.
So I don't know if she's expecting it to be just that easy, but she's in no way is she going to get that deep into the compound, find out where he lives, and...
I love how you brought up season 3, because that's the lowest rated season in the series thus far before this season. Yeah. So like, you're addressing some similarities that are just coincidentally that relate to the ratings and viewers. So
I'm a little nostalgic towards it.
I understand.
I like it. Let's back in Alexandria now.
Meanwhile,
in Alexandria, Negan and Carl knock on Olivia's door, and man, Olivia is just the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Even worse than Negan, I'd say.
What do you mean now?
I don't know. She's
a victim. What are you? I thought you had a follow-up joke on it.
The funny thing is that I always forget Olivia's name, and now I don't think I ever will.
Denise,
because I won't forget Olivia's name now, because when he's like, "What's your name again?"
Yeah.
And then that shot of her being like, "It's Olivia." I was like, oh God, now I have that in my mind. So he makes a fat joke, and Olivia cries. Negan apologizes and says that he'd like to screw her brains out if she obliges, and she slaps him.
Which I like. That was good.
Yeah. And then he says he's about 50% more into her right now.
See, when he leaned into her and he sort of, I had the impression that he grabbed a part of her.
I was pretty sure that he just like, because he was talking to her and she wasn't turning around, so he leaned over and he just kind of like grabbed the side, like her arm. I thought that's what he did, and then she like.
I think it was more the like. I thought it was something more along the lines of harassment, even just molesting her momentarily, just to.
Negan doesn't do that though.
No, he doesn't. But I don't know. I would have. I'm not gonna say I like that
really,
he did that.
I saw his hand go down too, and I'm
me
really
too. And I was
sure
like, what's he
touched,
grabbing? What's he really grabbing? Right?
I'm really sure he just kind of like.
Would they have
touched her
emphasized
hand.
if it was what I thought it was?
I think they would have.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not up for debate too much more, but I had the impression. I want to believe that it was that because I feel like, ooh, like that's an intense move, but no,
it takes away from his character though, because
does
he's
it?
gone. Yeah, because he's gone on.
Find.
Well, it does, because he's gone on to say that he doesn't. He's not. They don't rape people. They don't hit women. They don't. They don't do a lot of things that this would fall in line with.
Maybe
he wouldn't
yeah.
assault somebody. He wouldn't
Possibly.
like sexually.
Molest.
He wouldn't molest him. He wouldn't. Everything we know about him so far is that he wouldn't do that. He might make things into a certain way where people have no choice but to sleep with him, or they're given a very bad alternate option. But I don't think
he has that.
This.
But then if he just decides to make that move, which could be significant in a way, maybe he wouldn't. Sorry,
that's against the rules.
I guess who's going to hold it against him though when he has it, right? And until he goes there and establishes the rules on Alexandria, but nobody really knows it. But anyways, this shouldn't be further more on debate.
All right. So
because it leads to this other thing that I hate the most after.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's get to this. So Negan wants lemonade.
That's
and
right.
Olivia, this is the thing I hate the most. She says like, I'm not opposed to. She says supposed to, but
lemonade because also is substituted for you want to come in for lemonade, and that could have been interpreted as want to come over and have sex.
Well,
that's according to Friends. Remember in Friends?
Yeah, but I'm not making that connection here because
I do. So
all he says is he wants her to bring Carl and him lemonade.
So both of them. Okay.
Yeah. So Negan tells her to just make it, take her time, and make it good.
There you go.
So come on, Olivia, like. You're in this situation with a very dangerous man, and you tell him you're not supposed to? Like, for what reason? Because you have, you're not allowed to just make lemonade whenever you want?
Oh, I think it's because she was watching Judith.
What?
You don't think it's because she was watching Judith?
She wasn't watching Judith.
No? Okay, I don't know. Whatever.
Because Judith was in Carl's house.
Yeah.
Who was watching Judith? Maybe
that's
Father
what I think
Gabriel?
It was. Because why would Carl bring him to her place, which is where she has all the supplies? He didn't want to go there. He was looking for Rick. So therefore,
oh, okay, yeah, okay.
So then since he left to go with Enid, so he asked her to watch Judith, and then he goes, "Enid's fine." Remember, he says that before they come in. Enid's fine. Don't worry. Yeah. And so she's there babysitting Judith.
Okay, I can believe that she's there babysitting Judith, but I think when she said, "I'm not supposed to,"
and she stopped herself in a way too, but he kind of interrupted too.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah, to me it was just like I'm not supposed to because we have to ration.
Okay, it's not the best way to go about it. I think you're absolutely right.
Anyway,
to think
you don't
that.
say no to him.
Okay,
and now Negan gets Carl to take him on a tour of the place, and this is strange. There was a montage with some kind of rockin' 50s or 60s song.
This is the thing I hate.
Okay, let me run through the four things he does.
We don't have to. We could just say I hate it. I don't have to explain why. We know why this is hateable.
It was really weird. I don't know if I hated it, but
I hated it.
So Negan,
for the reason that it is weird. So
Negan, John McClane's in the carpet with a huge smile. Runs his toes in there, barefoot, and just. But
it was 3 shots, Matthew, for a montage. Like it was the feet in the carpet. It was
much.
The water and the darts, and then
it was not much.
It was not called for at all.
No.
So I don't have to go further more on this.
Because here I'm led to believe that Negan does not have any carpeting. Negan is impressed with running water, and that he cannot acquire a dartboard
somehow.
Of his own.
Yeah, somehow cannot.
And he's leaning back so much. He leans back. At one point, he gets the bullseye. He leans back, looks to Carl, does this little like weird chest dance. If you notice that, but he's always leaning. And I know it bothers some people, but it's really obvious here.
I don't really care about that so much. But just I don't have to emphasize why this montage is bad and out of context and uncalled for. So
yeah,
and it should not be there in the first place.
Well, it was showing him. It was showing the viewers that he's liking suburban life,
right?
Because all he has at the sanctuary is
a great bedroom and 9 wives.
He's got a pretty nice bedroom, 9
and
wives.
a 9 wives with a bar, better. And yeah, so
it does sound
I guess
better,
like,
but he's showing Carl that he's kind of interested in this humble way of living, this carpet between his toes, this nice running water.
I know
I'm
why
sure
it's
he has
there.
it all.
I know it's there, but I'm not going to go back on why I hate it.
They
it
did
looks
a
so
bad
stupid.
job showing it.
Yeah,
Like, it was
terribly.
weird. He goes over to. We hear him say, "What's in this room?" Carl says it's just a water heater. Negan says, "Come on, don't."
Don't bullshit me. Something
Yeah.
like that. Something along those lines.
So Negan goes inside and picks Judith up. Now Rick and Aaron, they walk up to a sign reading out all the supplies that they're on private property. All the supplies that were on this private property are guarded, and it's a list saying everything they have. They have ammo, they have this, they have that. It says they will not hesitate to defend it. And as you get to about 3/4 of the way through, it says, "Congratulations. The only way you have possibly read this far is that I am dead."
And
So
you would have
have
been
at it.
shot. You would have been shot if you read this far into the sign.
Yeah, like you wouldn't have gotten that far. So
Exactly.
Congratulations, I'm dead. Have at it.
Isn't that so easy? Someone
Yeah.
just literally leaves everything for them.
Well, they died. You know, they died. You have no choice but to leave.
You ever wonder if
something
it could have been the same thing that the Spencer found, like the hunter or whatever it is?
Could have
But
been
they
that guy.
It could have been that guy, but like I feel like that's at a different proximity, I think. But
different proximity and different method. Like one guy protects all of his stuff in a boat in the middle of a little lake,
we could have gone really far.
and
then
another
died.
guy
Yeah.
is burying his stuff because he
Maybe.
doesn't have a boat to put it on.
Maybe.
Was this the same? Because we see now that the supplies are all on a boat in the middle of a small lake surrounded by walkers.
Didn't we call that the next kind of walkers we see with water walkers, and now they just
Yeah.
had it?
Maybe is this the same lake that we saw the governor go to in season 4?
I wouldn't remember, to be honest.
because he kills a guy
Okay.
and he doesn't have any aquarium.
You mean his former number 2?
I think it was a different guy, but it may have been him. Not
No,
sure
no.
who
The
it
former
was.
number 2, he killed him and put him and threw him in a ditch of walkers.
Yeah. So I'm talking about somebody else here.
Okay, so I don't know.
He kills somebody, but he doesn't have an aquarium to put their head in. So I always took it that he put him in this lake, tied him down as a walker, and he would go out there to visit. So he'd walk to the end of the dock, look down, and see this guy at the
Unfortunately,
bottom.
don't remember.
It feels like
Sorry.
it's the same lake, and it looked like the same dock as well.
Or they probably are the same things. They just use them in different contexts.
Yeah, it was just a nice little thing, and I don't know if it's true. But we're going to see that, I guess, next season. Them rowing through the...
So Rick doesn't even make it back to Aaron, or they have a flashback on how they got the supplies and junk. Because when they led me to believe that the fact that they're going to go through all that work. I mean, they have a boat. You saw the boat.
Yeah.
So they
It's a
could
perfect
easily get
setup.
there. So it should be easy to get there.
Well, there's a minefield of walkers.
Oh, okay. So then they have it. So basically, there's a challenge they have to overcome next episode. By the time that we know Rick will get back to Alexandria, they're just going to basically not beat around the bush on how they got the supplies. And
No, it's not a big deal. It's something I want to see, though.
I don't think they'll emphasize much on it. I don't think they will.
No, well, I hope they
Or
show
Negan's
something.
there. We know we saw the scenes.
Yeah,
from
I mean,
next
the
episode.
interesting story is what's back at Alexandria.
Exactly,
Right.
and not how Aaron and Rick get the supplies, which would be which earns an episode on its own. I find this would have been one of the things, like, them struggling to get supplies. That's an episode that they earn on their own.
Yeah, but I mean, how interesting. We saw how interesting it was with Heath and Tara.
Well, it's Rick and Aaron. Those are the higher profile actors. At least that's what would get them to viewers. Not
That's what would let them find stuff.
That's what as much as you had Carol and Morgan and in the introduction to Ezekiel and Tiger. I still think the episode's crap because it still doesn't have a place here. But we're going to see the context of it for next episode. So
Yeah, now it feels out of place. But
yeah, completely.
So Rosita now that she has her bullet, she apologizes to Eugene, but he's not having any of it. When they reach the gate, Spencer shows off. Well, Spencer shows up at the same time. Spencer shows off all the goods he found: medical supplies, flares, water purifiers. He says he's going to do more than just give it all to Negan, and then he whistles for the gate to be opened.
He felt so empowered at that moment,
Yeah.
and then realized, oh, the saviors are here.
Yeah, Savior opens up the
I love it.
gate.
He had an intention and just like, okay, it's getting shot down already.
But now everybody... But I don't know, because maybe now his intention is... now's the time. Because now that Negan is here, Spencer can go up, speak to him, do whatever he wants to do. Rosita looks pretty keen on shooting him, because she's like, oh, Negan's here. So we're going to expect something next episode to come from that.
Watch it be nothing. It'll end on a cliffhanger.
Someone's going to die.
Hopefully. Well, hopefully.
Maybe
I don't
more.
want to hope for it. It's just it's the
It's
solution
what it's
to
become.
everything.
It's what it's become.
Yeah.
We see Negan, Carl, and Judith out on the porch drinking lemonade. Negan tells an Alexandrian to come by later for a barbecue. Negan now talks about how much he likes it here and how he just might stay. He says he was thinking about what Carl said earlier and how maybe it is stupid to keep him and his dad alive. Why is he trying so hard? Maybe he should just bury both of them down there in one of those flower beds, and then he could just settle down in the suburbs. And as he's saying all this, he's holding Judith. He's kind